Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
Estrogen levels peaking. It's like she's in heat.
When are you gonna grow up, man? Chicks love cars. If you want to get into their pants, you better have a nice, hot Ferrari.
She's my hot Ferrari. Besides, I love my Mustang, which is a plug-in hybrid. It gets 100 mpg.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! I love my eyes!
Welcome to episode 19 of Schlock Talk. Crunchy on the outside and creamy on the inside with what? I'm not saying. Since 2013. I'm Gabe.
I'm...
Paul.
Okay. Everyone loves silence.
Yeah.
I'm here against my will. Someone save me.
Make the knots tighter, Joel.
That's Greg.
He's getting loose.
With a C.
That's Greg with a C.
I'm Joel. Call the police.
Yes.
And I'm Alan. The one with the rope.
So, tonight's movie is Species 2, which we watched like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah.
Don't hold back, you guys. Come on.
Unfortunately, I still remember it.
Yes.
Okay, that works.
It lingers.
All right. So, should I just start with my intro since you guys are all so into this so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay.
What is the deal with you?
Gabe, you have to do the intros. Your intros are like the tickling of the butt hairs before the thrusting penetration of the Twinkie.
Oh my god. All right. Talk about rape culture.
Okay. Hey, guys.
We're not doing
Rape
it.
culture. Wait a second. Are you going to say the word patriarchy? Because that word gives me boners.
Is this another, inside story of Paul's house?
No, it's not.
Is that where
Oh
you
my
take
God.
your dick and rub it around in a petri dish for a while? Is that...
I've done that. Bad things happen. There was men in hazmat suits. Well,
That was me and Gabe.
none.
Yeah.
Just because the culture didn't say no doesn't mean it was consent.
Oh my god. Okay. Sure, part 2 didn't have the budget to bring back Ben Kingsley or even Forrest Whitaker, and this is even before he played that wild Jimmy Eye deal he's got going on into the Academy's hearts and onto the stage for an acceptance speech for the last King of Scotland. Yet, in spite of these glaring absences, Species 2 remains the greatest sports movie in cinema history.
Sports?
Craig is just not into it today.
Sports?
Sports. Yay.
This episode's
Continue.
flick was the inspiration for Schlock Talk for many of the most important and sex offendery reasons. An underrated masterpiece of crap, if there ever was one. Species 2's hidden subtext is sure to please fans of underdog success stories like Rudy and people who get off to facialabuse.com in equal measure.
Yeah, when I watched Species 2, I kept thinking, this is a lot like the movie Lucas
Yeah.
in so many ways.
You see, this isn't a movie about an evil alien race blasting their load across the globe. No, that is merely happenstance, dear listeners. You see, Species 2 is the story of one man's goal to live his NBA dream by the most convoluted way possible. By starting with the herd of illegitimate whippersnappers first, and presumably retrofitting his astronomical child support payments into playing his way onto, I don't know, the end bench of the Milwaukee Bucks or the Sacramento Kings. The character is white, after all. He's kind of like an interstellar Sean... Oh, shit. Who's the guy who played for the Sonics who had, 13
Oh,
kids?
that Sean White guy.
Yeah, Sean White, the snowboarder. Sean Kemp. He's like an interstellar Sean Kemp. Now, obviously, the eventual...
Wait. Did you say Shemp?
Yes.
Like the Three
Shemp.
Stooges?
The
Sean
one
Shem,
person
say
listening to
that
this.
5 times fast.
Now, obviously, the eventually Duggar-sized gaggle of kids that Patrick sires all have that
What
dull...
sized?
Sires?
What? No, what size? Duggar sized?
Duggar-sized.
Is that kind of like
That's like 19 kids and
jazzercise?
counting. The 19 kids and counting people.
That's that one
Oh, the
fuck with all the kids.
Duggars.
The Duggars.
Duggars.
I think it's Duggars.
I don't give a fuck. Can we continue?
Today's Schlocking was brought to you by Lysergic Acid.
And silence. Now, obviously, the eventually Duggar-sized gaggle of kids that Patrick sires all have that dull, demented, slightly wall-eyed look of Brittany Spears' horrifying little offspring, fetal alcohol, and syndrome Spears-Federline. I mean, both of these poor souls presumably spent their 9 months of gestation exposed to
that one song that Kevin Federline put out. What is it? It's like Filipino for pussy or something. Remember that?
I think it's Brazilian for booty.
I can't freaking remember.
Maybe there was 2 songs.
Am I on a different planet? This is all like... I don't know any of this shit.
Portuguese for pussy. Virginian for vaginas?
Well, while we're talking about pussy, there's a woman who's in jail in Japan for making a kayak from a pussy. She scanned her pussy. She sent it to people who make kayaks, and they made a kayak in the shape of her pussy.
And now she's in
And
jail.
now she's in jail for breaking the obscenity laws.
Lebanon for labia.
Lebanese?
Lebanese, yeah. I
Now,
was going to say
obviously,
Albanian.
wait.
That stopped in my head before I said it.
Swahili for snatch.
You're talking about Labanian Tomlinson, the guy who used to play
Wait,
for
are
the
you guys
Spurs?
talking about cunt canoe?
You keep on talking sports.
I mean, both of these poor souls presumably spent their 9 months of gestation exposed to massive amounts of Four Loko crystal meth and gallons of their father's orally ingested spunk. And don't mistake that faraway look in the kids' eyes, Brittany's kids, I mean, for wistfulness, or God forbid, the old soul stares of children dealt a rough hand in life. No, because of the intrauterine drug exposure absolutely hones down the rough edges those boys were doomed to experience based on their parents' certainly underwhelming chromosomal contributions to their genetic destinies. OMG, y'all! If I drink this whole 4-pack of kiwi strawberry wine coolers, will my baby be drunk?
Hey, you know what? First of all, has anyone watched Zoe 101?
No.
Okay,
I don't
that's-
have kids.
Brittany Spears' sister? Her baby sister?
Yeah.
It was her show, and
Yeah.
it ended because she fucked a producer, and he got her pregnant.
And they were like, she's got to go.
Nice.
Wait, she fucked a producer?
I'm
Is
pretty
that
sure.
the way to keep your job?
Yeah, that's actually the best way.
Yeah, like, wait a second.
She could
When
get
you
away
fuck
with
producers,
murder.
you get jobs.
Yeah, except when you're 17.
Okay.
Anyways,
So is that the 1 year?
Let's
Is that
give
okay?
Brittany-
From
let's
like
give Brittany
12
her
to
props.
16, you fuck a producer, you get a job. And then from 18 to like 30, you fuck a producer, you get a job.
Yeah.
17 just doesn't have
there's
Nope, not
Yeah.
17-year-olds.
That's that fucking weird intermediate age. It's that awkward stage. It's like, ugh.
yeah, that's like casting crotch.
Casting crotch? I think I have a new website to look up.
Anyways, wait.
Yeah, so Brittany.
Brittany, her kids' names.
They're probably not actually fetal alcohol and syndrome.
No, but I don't know what they are. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here in support of Brittany and Kevin.
Yeah.
I believe that they named their children normal names. I don't think there was any like
Ellen, are you working on that?
Moon unit.
Looking it up?
Yes.
Blue. Yeah, I didn't know Brittany Spears
Alf.
had kids.
She has 2 kids.
Alf.
She lost custody of them in 2007.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they got visited by CPS because one of them crawled out of his high chair and fell on his head.
And you know what's great?
Really?
Her mom.
I've seen people literally hit their kids so hard they fly like 2 feet and no one gives a fuck.
Her mom wrote a book on parenting.
Yeah, right
That's
before
so
that all
evil.
happened and right before the other one got pregnant. Jamie Lynn.
What was the book called? I Failed?
It's called White Trash: De-Evolution Before Your Eyes.
So, before we start talking about Species 2, I need to mention that the DVD menu's only options are that it allows you to choose between widescreen and standard aspect ratio, which I thought was pretty awesome. So, this would have come out in 98, 97 or so, the DVD, which was that around the time when DVDs first started?
Actually, sorry. The first-born child of Brittany Spears is Sean Preston.
Oh, wow, it's not
The
a
second
douchebag
name is actually the same name and spelling of my nephew, Jaden James.
Oh, no.
So she had a black kid for her second kid?
Well,
Yeah,
Kevin Federline. They're both Kevin Federlines. He's pretend black.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
that
a-
counts.
Oh, wow. I better not say it.
What?
It's the racist word that starts with a W.
Yes.
Walnuts?
White.
It's if you took a Winnie the Pooh character and removed the first letter of his name and replaced it with a W.
But to not be totally racist, you have to say that Winnie the Pooh's name with an A at the end. Because if you say it with the ER, you're a terrible human being.
Okay.
Tigga.
Yeah, Tigga, what?
It's like you're like...
So, hold on a second. So,
Take a please.
Because it's
We
like...
the wonderful thing about Tigga.
This Tigga's a wonderful thing! The tops are made of the rubber, the bottoms are made of spring. The
bouncy.
Fun. The most wonderful thing about Tigger is I'm the only one!
Wait. At the end, I think that had an ERS at the end of it.
oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Fucking racist.
Fucking Tiggers, man!
So Species 2 opens up with a space shuttle mission to Mars,
Wait a second, this is about Species 2?
which based on the ads on the ship
Hey,
is
guys.
sponsored-
What movie are we doing?
Species 2.
All right, just checking.
Okay.
Emphasis on the two.
Yeah. We're not talking about that first one. That one was shit. So we see that the space shuttle trip to Mars is sponsored by Pepsi, Reebok, Sprint, Miller Lite,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
ass.
There's fucking sponsorships fucking written on a goddamn space shuttle.
Yeah.
Like fucking Dale Earnhardt Jr. is fucking driving the fucking space shuttle.
I think they were trying to inject a little RoboCop satire into it.
So,
Were they?
outside of the audience, who is supposed to see these logos?
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
ship? Is it like there's some like extraterrestrials cruising by and suddenly they get
Oh.
urge for chicken or something? What the fuck's the point of
And
it?
is there like some fucking guy like in a spacesuit with a camera outside of it capturing the action as it slowly careens towards the planet? Like, oh my god, he's gonna take the cup.
Dude, what the hell is on your finger? It looks like a TIE fighter.
It's Mike Stan
Mike Stan
clamps
stuff.
or whatever.
Oh, it's your cock ring.
So the Mars lander looks like it was generated using computer graphics developed sometime after the guys who made Gorf upgraded an extra couple kilobytes of RAM to their computer.
Gorf.
The Leprechaun 4 graphics right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorf. What's Gorf?
It's an old arcade game
Is it?
from
Graphics
the
are-
late 70s, early 80s.
Gorf.
Fucking god awful.
I can't remember, but maybe
Is
they
that,
should.
is that the shit with Tim Conway where he's on his
That's what I was
knees?
thinking.
Gorf, Gorf on golf.
We haven't talked about the actors yet?
But it was
We
a
haven't
little,
even talked about the actors.
It was
That
a
main
little-
actor guys discount Tom Cruise.
Yeah, totally discount Tom Cruise. It's like his only movie credit.
The CG was a little glitchy. It kind of makes me wonder if they should have taken the cartridge out and blown on it a little bit. Loading the scene back up.
So while the credits are rolling, we learned that the movie's production designer's name is Miljan Krika Kliakovic, and I'm pretty sure that if you get this person to say his name backwards to get him to go back to his own dimension, Satan appears. So we'll stop making hijinks on our plane of existence, just like Mr. Mixelplick, the Superman comics.
You were the first person to ever fucking pronounce his name.
Not only that, but that's the first reference you've said that I got.
History in the making.
Yeah.
I know.
Talk.
I was
So-
like, that's the second time I've heard that name pronounced.
Well, they pronounce it on the Super Friends. They always call him Mr. Mixelplick.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy because like old people watch Super Friends. I didn't watch Super Friends. All I had was the comic, and I'm like, I'm not even fucking saying his name. You know what he is? He's asshole. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and the only reason why I knew his name is because I
Wonder
played that
Twin
stupid PC
powers
game.
activate
In the
form of
a horse. Oh, I'm always the ass.
bucket of water,
Yeah.
raincoat,
And so one of the people on the mission is Bubba.
G-strap.
G-strap? What is a G-strap? Paul, you haven't had that much to drink yet. What's going on?
No, he just hasn't been taking his Ritalin.
And so Bubba from Forrest Gump is in Species 2.
Shit, he was.
And I'm completely positive that at no time during this movie will he become an offensive black stereotype. Oh, sorry, I misread my notes. That's going to happen a lot.
A lot.
So the lander sets down on the Martian soil, and our hero Patrick steps out and plants an American flag on Mars. And then he lets...
Hero?
Yeah, he's our hero, kind of.
Okay.
He lets the rover
Wait,
out...
who's our hero? The guy that fucking sires all the fucking aliens?
Fucking Whitey McAstronaut is our fucking hero.
How is he our hero?
Oh my
I'm pretty
God.
Sure he's the villain.
It's just a figure of speech.
You know, he's the villain once he...
Well, he's the hero at the beginning of the movie, but that'll
Yeah.
change. That'll change.
Heroin. That guy's a cunt. If he would have died on his way back to Earth, this whole fucking thing wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But Mr. Dumb Shit, for some reason, has to go down there and get the shit directly from the rover. Like,
So-
this is what NASA is in the future? Completely fucking dumb?
Yeah, not like now. And
Oh,
so
what NASA?
he lets the rover out and it drills a core sample out of the ground, right?
Sure.
And so while this is happening, we see that people all over the country are watching this on TV. And at One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Peter Boyle is in a padded cell and he yells, "I told them not to go!"
Yeah, that's right.
And it should be noted that Peter Boyle is treated like his recurring character, but who is not actually
He's
in
not
the
in
first
the first
movie.
fucking movie. Like, who the fuck is this jackass?
Worst episode of Everybody Loves Raymond ever?
Well, maybe the best, because Ray Morano.
Ray Romano. Paul, you have not had enough to drink yet to be talking like this.
Rah!
What medication takes into that beer?
That is half whiskey, though.
Oh, okay.
And he's had two beers.
And 2 beers. And so the lander flies back.
These aren't just beers.
And they're like 10% alcohol beers. So they're not just normal beers.
Okay, Ray Morano. I said it right.
Ray.
That's the guy who played third base for the Padres in the 60s. Come on.
That's who I was
Ray
referring to.
Romano.
Ray Morano.
How much more awesome would this scene have been if Ray Romano had to go visit his
Everyone
dad?
loves third baseman.
And Ray Romano's being his average, nervous mental wreck of a
Everyone
person.
loves third base.
Oh God, I can't believe I'm visiting my dad again. He's so crazy. He's going on about that fucking alien that fucks people.
So the lander flies back to the Taco Bell, Doritos, Locos Tacos, and Vagisil Bitch Your Pussy Stank Mars Mission Space Shuttle. And Patrick is super amped about how cool all this is.
I think you forgot like 5 or 6 sponsors on the NASCAR space shuttle.
Yeah, you left out Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
fucking Viagra.
Look, it took me half an hour
I
to
just
come
want
up
to point
with...
out that Joel touched his crotch when he said Viagra.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know it took me
And I touched mine when I said Viagra.
half an hour to come up with a Vagistil's Bitch Your Pussy Stank.
How long?
30 minutes. Anyway,
Let's all take a moment of silence for Gabe's joke.
so when he gets back to the...
I do that every time Gabe makes a joke.
We've been doing that this whole podcast.
Good Lord.
This is nothing but silence.
It has been silence the entire time.
I think I've been talking a hell of a lot, but
Silence on everybody else's part and frop sweat on mine.
I like the beginning. Hi, I'm Gabe. Cricket. Like, I know I normally go next, but I was outside smoking pot, so it's not like you can expect me to speak up from out there.
I apologize to listeners. I wish there was some way you could listen to our murderous stares when Gabe announces himself.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And Paul is
Is that my
dying.
pancreas?
Paul is
I coughed something up. I don't know what that is.
So when Patrick gets back into the shuttle, he and the whole crew have a Skype call with President Detective Munch from Law and Order, and Vice President Ice-T is not shown, presumably because of racism.
And just so you know from earlier in the podcast, just to throw another tangent in there, Casting Crotch is not a website.
Get on
Very
GoDaddy right
disappointed.
now.
Paul got me really excited.
I got myself excited with that.
Facial abuse is, though.
You would
so
know.
Yeah.
It's,
Holy fuck!
It's really bad. So back on
Are
the
there
ship.
a lot of people that are Jared Leto'd on that page?
No, they are.
Oh man, there's so many sad women.
I'd like to-
This is terrible.
There are a lot of women on that site who are merely sad, and now, after having appeared on it, are suicidal.
No way, that woman has fucking great tits. She has nothing to be sad about.
This girl looks catatonic.
Wait, what is this theme again, Gabe?
Oh my god.
How many times before you get slapped in the face with a cock before you just give up on life?
I want to point out how interesting we all found Species.
I'm gonna
2.
steal it.
We don't even want to
Facial
fucking
abuse.
talk about it during this podcast.
I'm going to steal a joke from one of my favorite comedians whose name I can't remember.
And delete history.
Yes.
But what do you call the house for slightly battered women?
What?
The tempura house.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Good lord. Good
Bobby
lord.
Slayton! Everyone.
Okay, I've got one. I told this to Paul the other day, but how do you piss off a feminist? You rape her.
Jesus.
I don't get it.
That's the worst thing I've ever said.
That's pretty good.
I'd like to point out that neither of those was made by Craig. So,
It's
just
not a
saying.
racist joke. It does not have Craig's seal of approval on it.
You know, I promised my daughter we don't make rape jokes.
Okay. That wasn't a rape joke. That was a feminist joke.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So, back on the ship.
Back to Species.
Back on the ship.
Back to the rape space.
So back on the ship, the core samples are leaking, presumably because they cannot contain all the hot alien sex inside.
Yeah, I think my core samples are leaking.
The alien goo leaks all over the floor and slithers down the hall towards the crew because what could possibly be more terrifying than sentient diarrhea?
Oh,
The
that's a movie.
Wow, that sounds like one of my wild pitches.
People-
It does.
Fans, sentient diarrhea. Expected.
Centuria.
Gabe, you just gave Hollywood their next fucking summer blockbuster.
Anthropomorphize.
Anthropomorphize.
Michael Bay's gonna direct that shit, and it's gonna be the fucking end of the world thanks to you.
So the communication between the shuttle and the Earth, they go dark for several minutes. And we know something bad has happened because the camera angles are all creepy. And also the name of this movie is Species 2.
Yeah, there's a dead giveaway.
So back on Earth we meet Eve, who is the clone of Syl from the first movie, the alien slut from the first movie.
Oh, Eve, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty witty.
And she's
Species
being held
2.
in sexy restraints and there are scientists experimenting on her.
Yeah, so did they ever say why the fuck they recloned her ass?
So they,
Because she's hot.
They would because she's hot.
Because apparently genetic scientists are very fucking lonely in government bunkers 2 miles beneath the crust of the earth.
Yeah, that seems fair.
It's so she can have orgasmic flashbacks as the alien is fucking someone close to Mars.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. So they flood the room that Eve is inside with gas, and even though she's in a small enclosed space,
I'm about to do that right now.
the automated chair moves her towards the gas because science. And so Eve is covered in lesions from the experiment, and the colonel who's watching her through the TV monitor says, "Look at those beautiful welts." That's actually a line that somebody wrote into a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, and the Colonel is wearing an eye patch, everyone.
No, he doesn't.
No,
have
he
an
doesn't wear an eye patch.
He
He has the scar
White
slash
eye.
cloudy eye thing going on. I actually made a note of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah.
God damn it, Paul. Where do you come up with eye patch?
Yeah, like you don't remember
Fucking idiot.
shit right.
Throw him on a pair of roller skates and he's a Metal Gear boss. So the main scientist, Dr. Baker, is played by Marg Helgenberger from CSI, and she explains that Eve is not allowed to even see men or else she will become too horny. Too space horny.
Yeah, that's
Horny.
Craig.
that's a problem we have with Craig.
Craig just like put his hand on his hip and was like,
Back, Craig.
what?
Yeah.
You cannot see my eyes rolling, but they are doing so.
But we did see your hands on your hips.
Craig's eyes are rolling like a Las Vegas slot machine.
Bar, bar, bar.
So the shuttle lands, and there are some other scientists who are doing tests on the astronauts, and there are a bunch of astronaut groupies watching them through a window, and Bubba says, "Boy, there's enough booty out there to cure what ails me." And then he waves to the one black girl in the crowd, likely so as not to offend the people in Alabama who went to see this movie in 1952.
She wasn't even paid. She was an extra.
One of the scientists tell them they cannot have sex for 10 days, and none of them can believe this.
What?
And of
Where
course,
the fuck did they get the 10 days from?
well, it's natural. When you come back from Mars, you can't have sex for 10 days. I mean, it's
It's like a rule.
You know what? It used to be 9 days. But then there was the incident.
Arbitrary rules.
well, that guy, that one guy came back and didn't realize he had spades, which can't be detected until 10 days.
Oh, let's not start the space jokes.
Spades, space AIDS. Craig is giving me this. So we find out that Patrick's dad is Farmer Hoggett from Babe, and he's a senator now. And he has Patrick at a fundraiser, but when they call his name to have him come to the podium and speak, he's getting busy in a Burger King bathroom like Humpty Hump from the Digital Underground. Patrick talks briefly to the crowd, and then he heads upstairs to the hotel for a little three-way action with two girls who have a whole foot in height difference, but say they are sisters.
Yeah.
And back at the lab...
Genetics.
Back at the lab, this somehow makes Eve horny. Earth horny. Craig.
Fuck you.
Also, the first girl he bangs rolls over and clearly has some serious butt wiping issues based on the brown streak that appears to be escaping from her crack.
Wrong hole, asshole.
Yeah. And so after they have sex, the tall one goes into the bathroom, hopefully to clean up that mess she's got going on back in her caboose. And Patrick starts getting it on with the smaller sister. And then so naturally, tentacles come out of his back and or nipples. And while this is going on, the ladies at the lab can see that Eve's horniness levels, hint, not a real thing, are off the charts. And back in the
women don't have horniness.
Oh, that sex scene is the best.
Yeah.
It is just...
And back in the bathroom...
Alan, put your pants back on.
Put all your fucking clothes back on.
Back in the bathroom.
Get your dick out of my hand.
Now hold on a second.
Space
To be
hand.
quite honest, though, if my dick is in your hand, it's because you want it there. A dick cannot enter a palm unless the palm wants it in there.
I was trying to stick it in my ear so I could block out Gabe's stupid space.
I gotta say though, watching you move that fucking trackpad with your dick is pretty impressive.
No, tangent.
Lots of
Watch me
practice.
click the mouse.
Did you guys see that thing I posted on there with you put your dick in it and you actually maneuver your keyboard and shit with it? That I posted on there. It's impressive stuff, man. If you can fuck your computer to make it work, some lonely men are going to be very happy in IT.
And so back in the bathroom, a brand new baby bursts out of the tall lady's stomach, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Did you see how her stomach like opens up in like perfect like quadrants?
Yeah, it's like
And like the baby just like comes out.
Obviously,
The baby
alien
obviously had,
babies
like,
can
a
internally
scalpel in there.
C-section. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
the baby had a scalpel and a protractor in there.
You got a compass.
And in the next scene, we see that Patrick has driven to his old country home and has two 4-year-old children with him.
Is that where Babe was raised?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So after all this happens, Patrick tells Senator Farmer Hoggett, from Babe that he feels like something is wrong, and the senator tells him to keep his dick in his pants and keep his eyes on the prize. And he seems like he's a long way from his that'll do pig days. Not as nice a guy
where,
anymore.
like, his son walked out of the Whitey McAstronaut walked out of the barn with like a little Filipino kid.
Oh no!
Hand.
He's bringing the kids to the barn.
To the barns, yeah. Did we miss that?
That happened later.
That happened later. Okay.
Yeah. So, back at the astronaut lab, the scientist who told the astronauts they couldn't have sex accidentally knocks over a beaker of alien blood, and it comes to life and sprouts tentacles out of the wall, and they rip out his bowels. And I know that sentence doesn't make sense, but that is literally what happens.
Yeah, the thing drops.
Literally.
A pool of blood goes to the corner of the room. Like a moron, this guy runs over there to see what is this weird pool of blood going way the fuck over here for no reason. And then from the middle of the wall, something comes out and disembowels him.
Yep.
I never saw the movie The Thing.
And so at the all-female lab, the CSI lady explains to the colonel that alien DNA is on the loose, and they've somehow detected it. Or is it because Eve is wigging out?
This is Colonel Eye Patch, right?
No, he has no eye patch.
Colonel Cloudy Eye.
Colonel Cloudy Eye.
He's got an eye patch, guys.
He does not.
Okay, sure.
So it should be noted that Michael Madsen is in this movie.
Oh, he's the recurring character.
Yeah. So is CSI lady. She was in the first one, too.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So it should be noted that Michael Madsen is back because Quentin Tarantino has not cast him for whatever movie he's been working on in 1998. And Madsen's name is Preston Lennox, and everyone calls him Press. And he immediately puts his deal with it shades on and drives off in his Corvette.
Can you blame him?
No.
Did he have a point in this whole movie? I forget.
He stands around and makes
He looks
cocky
like Michael
comments
Madsen.
and yeah. So Press goes to the lab to see Eve, but once she sets eyes on him, she becomes immediately moist, space moist.
Moist.
Please enjoy the bonus video of Craig beating Gabe's ass down in the parking lot after the
Moist.
podcast.
That
like
noise
it.
you hear is a bunch of bottle caps being thrown at Craig.
Gabe.
Yeah, whatever. Gabe by Craig.
During this scene, we also find out that if Eve tries to escape, a poison capsule in her brain will explode and kill her. And so Press and CSI go to see Peter Boyle at the Looney Bin, and he tells them that the Sil/Eve life forms are from the Magellanic Galaxy, 100 million light years away.
Okay.
How do they know that?
How the fuck did they get here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Do they
never
have, like,
explained.
A sample from 100 million light years away that they just
He
kinda
says-
track it with?
He says that by his estimation, alien species visited Mars 1 billion years ago. Of course, I seriously doubt that Ray Romano's dad could know this, but it seems to make sense according to this movie's logic.
Okay, again, they can travel 100 million light years, and then between Mars and Earth is kind of too big of a stop for them to transmit to. Did they like run out of space gas?
Hey, guys.
And they were just like hanging out.
Let's do a little role playing right now.
Oh no.
I'm not your wife, and this is not the bedroom.
Yea,
No.
my good Sir Paul, how verily shalt we go forth with thine role play?
Bend this over,
I
Cricket.
rolled a +1 mage.
I just cast a saving throw, and we're not doing this fucking shit anymore.
Thank you.
Save against Paul's
Let's-
stupidity successful.
Let's pretend Peter Boyle was still alive
Yeah.
and in the room with us right now.
Yeah.
What would he have to say about this movie?
Who the hell is Peter
He'd
Boyle?
say, I made $1
dude?
million, which is a
It's
lot
Ray
of money.
Romano's dad.
Did he really make $1 million?
I don't know how much he made, but he's in the movie, and he made an ungodly amount of money, I'm sure.
I needed a
for it.
paycheck is pretty much what it came down to. What else would this movie be made for? Who was doing this for the art of filmmaking? Outside of maybe the
Well,
CGI
obviously,
guy
you
who
don't
was
understand the
corrupted by
director's
Taco Bell.
vision.
Yeah, I do. It's a blonde chick with nice tits, and he gets to see him. That's pretty much what it came down to, at least for me.
Yeah.
Not that
So
complicated.
horny 13-year-olds directed, wrote, and produced. I was obviously on this right now.
So back at the lab again, the scientist
Kudos
was,
for casting.
the scientist
Because
was,
that Natasha Kinski. That's some eye candy right there.
The scientists realize that the
Headstrom.
Jesus Christ.
Man, you can't take him anywhere.
I don't think so. I think you're right about that, Craig. Space anywhere. Back at the lab, the scientists realize that the astronauts are infected.
The astronauts are infected, and they're going through space puberty.
Spuberty?
Craig is losing his shit.
Craig, you got some like portraits and photographs on
Craig,
the mantle right
Craig,
there.
here's what I'll do. Craig, here's what I'll do for you. Craig, we won't do a science fiction movie for several months. How about that?
But you'll still find some stupid ass way to space swords or spores or whatever the fuck you're gonna do. Anyway, continue on before I vomit.
So the astronauts are infected, and press says that the aliens are going to fuck the human race into extinction. And then Patrick
Spuck.
We started again.
And Patrick bangs his wife because based on his intention of screwing every woman in the galaxy, he was going to get to his wife sooner or later anyway.
Sooner or later.
That doesn't even make sense.
Press and the team go to Patrick's apartment, but he's already getting a blowjob from some woman. And meanwhile, the female astronaut is basking in the afterglow of her completely non-nude sex with her husband. And she quickly gives birth to several tentacles that proceed to face rape Mr. Female Astronaut husband.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is why this race doesn't
Mr.
procreate very much.
So, like, basically, if you're female, you're just fucked.
After sex. Seems like a bad reproductive cycle to me.
Yeah.
What are you, a feminist?
No.
And CSI and Press are too late to actually help either of these people, but they're not too late to spray them down with their mega Aquanet guns.
Hey, do you know
Harry never
Aquanet
looked so
is flammable?
Yes. So while this is happening...
Why do we invite you?
Ding, ding, ding. The more you know.
Bubba has his bitch back on his yacht and already has Keith Sweat pumping on the stereo. And the cops bust in and he says, "A brother just can't get no booty. Know what I'm saying?"
No,
I do know what he's saying.
Really? I need the
can
woman
relate.
from Airplane that speaks jive to translate for me.
The scientists draw Bubba's blood back at the lab, and they're also autopsying the female astronaut whose name is Anne Sampis. And they saw off the top of her head.
Is that what you said?
Anne Sampis.
Oh.
That's her name.
Sound like Space Ampus.
I didn't make it. Craig, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I quit.
They saw off the top of her head, and this takes a good 7 minutes, and then tentacles pop out of her mouth.
Wait,
she's
wait,
dead?
tentacles?
Tentacles.
Where did those come into play in this movie?
Also, Patrick's wife is dead, and he now has child number 3. And so Patrick is distraught, no doubt, about having all these kids. What having all these kids is going to cost him in diaper rash ointment alone. And he puts a shotgun in his mouth and blows his head clean off just as Bubba is jogging by. And Patrick's head then grows right back, and even his haircut is the same, no doubt because of DNA.
Now, one thing I want to mention on here that we have totally skipped over is that while you guys refer to me as racist, even the alien goo is fucking racist because it can't infect a black guy because he's not perfect enough to be infected by it. There is an alien plague virus creature out there from space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it's conveniently going to wipe out all the white people.
Spacist, racist.
Wouldn't it be
spacist?
Craig, wouldn't it be a
shut up! I don't want to hear it.
Craig, hey, send your comments to craigisnotaspracist.com.
He's clearly a space racist. He hates things with space in it.
So after Patrick's head grows off, he shrugs all this. He
Grows off?
It blows off. He and grows back. He shrugs this all off, and then he goes up to pick up skanks in the city. And after he gets there,
when did we fucking go back to Ebola syndrome?
So after he goes to the city, Patrick goes to a country hooker hotel, and this keeps making Eve all whipped up and frothy. And he follows this up with a visit to a strip club, where he then knocks up Destiny, no doubt. And he brings these kids back to the country house, and he now has 19 kids. I counted them. He actually has 19 children at the country house. And so once again, back at the lab, because like every other scene takes place in a lab, the scientists in the military decide to put Eve into the cyclotron. And I should note, I accidentally misspelled cyclotron, and Microsoft automatically corrected it for me. So they decide to put her into the cyclotron and reanimate her dormant alien DNA. And this it is explained, bombards her body with radiation, but all the scientists stand around in the same room while this is happening.
Wow.
Nothing?
I mean,
I'm
it's
tapped
pretty...
out. I'm tired of space chicks.
I mean, it's pretty...
You're really tired of space chicks.
Craig looks dead inside.
So this allows Eve to see where Patrick is, and as we all expected, he's picking up MILFs at the supermarket. He stands next to a box of Space Flakes with his picture on it, and then kidnaps a woman so Press and Bubba chase him through the store. And we know it's a Schlock Talk movie because Eve tells them that he's trying to rape this woman. Eve and Patrick then contact each other telepathically. So Bubba and Press wind up catching Patrick, and they take him back to the lab, which is actually exactly where he wants to go. And so, being so close in proximity to Eve and Patrick can no longer control themselves. And Patrick, we see, has a tongue inside his tongue because he's so horny. He French kisses CSI with it, but then gets sprayed with the Aquanet and gets away.
Bad kitty.
So this entire government installation, which is meant to hold these sex aliens, he just walks out the front door. And so this all leads to the colonel.
And that surprises you.
The colonel tells Senator Farmer Hoggett that they're going to have to kill Patrick. And so CSI and Press figure out that Bubba cannot be infected because he has sickle cell trait in his DNA. But I think we all know the real reason he's not able to be infected. He has a mustache.
I thought it was the overwhelming shrimp content in his diet that phased it out.
I think it was an abnormally large dick. You see, when species enters another species, it can't compete with that other species' enormous cock. And so what happens is the big-cocked individuals can't be taken over by these people because they're oversexed from the species itself.
I gotcha. All right.
You can contact Alan if Alan likes big black dick. Please email him.
Don't use my real name.
CSI then... And that's ALLAN.
Oh, fuck you.
CSI then determines that she's going to infect the aliens with sickle cell DNA because it will kill them. And Patrick goes back to the country home, and Senator Farmer Hoggett is there, and Patrick hugs him and says, "Dad, help me!" But then Tentacle rapes his own father's guts in front of his 19 and now scarred for life children. He even Jesus. Paul is the...
Breathe, Paul! Breathe!
Jeez.
Breathe! Breathe out! Breathe out! Breathe in!
Oh, this is terrible. We just found out Paul has cancer.
I got a perfectly good pair of lungs in my fridge. Help yourself, man.
Jesus.
Do you need me to Heimlich the stupidity out of you? Will it save you?
Oh my god.
I just need
We just need to drive home.
Yeah, that's what you guys need to do. So CSI... Oh, no, I'm sorry. So Eve tells the CSI character that she's going to help the team catch Patrick, and back at the country house, the children start cocooning themselves up with their own boogers.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding.
Hey, kids will be kids.
Yeah. So CSI, Press, and Bubba are going to go to the country home, and Bubba says, I'm a lover, not a fighter, which might be kind of offensive, except he then picks up a machete and says, I'm taking this because I'm about to go back to Africa on somebody's ass.
Oh, racist character in the whole movie.
I think this line may be worse than concentration camps.
Yeah.
It's good times.
So Eve escapes from her glass cage and destroys the brain-exploding capsule machine. And she gets out of the complex, but is quickly shot more times than Bonnie and Clyde. And then her blood sucks up back into her body. More than this movie sucks, mind you. And then she runs away, boobs bouncing bralessly. This was Craig's favorite part.
No,
Craig doesn't like boobs.
Craig has boobs.
She steals a car and drives away, and we learn that she can drive because one of her favorite shows of Dukes is Dukes of Hazzard. No joke here. This is in the script for Species 2. And so Eve finds the larva house and
The larva house.
Maybe that should be the name of our podcast from now on. And press Bubba. You know, it doesn't imply enough rape, though.
Wouldn't it be Spilarva House?
I've stayed well off of Craig's fucking crosshairs.
Joel is way over on the other side of the table, kind of almost huddling behind Alan.
I might move there shortly.
And so they find the larva house, and Press, Bubba, and CSI are right behind them. And they find the cocoons, and Press says, "Welcome to the maternity ward from hell."
Wow, you're such a badass.
And Patrick and Eve get naked and start having standing up space sex. Just space sex. That's all. Just space sex. And Bubba says, "I'm going to get straight Kunta Kinte on your ass." Again, this is in the script.
God.
CSI and Press start spraying the cocoons with sickle cell DNA, which causes them to die. And Press interrupts Eve and Patrick.
Shit.
Press interrupts Eve and Patrick, who have now formed some sort of sexy space cocoon, and the big alien Patrick forcibly sticks his space dick in Eve's mouth, and somewhere, thousands of miles away, a large group of Japanese men stand up and applaud. Press stabs Bubba in the leg with a pitchfork, and his DNA gets on Patrick, which kills him. But Eve, who has now changed back into her human form, is dead too. It's implied, I think, from her rather profound mouth raping that she just suffered.
Well, we forgot
There's
the
no
fact that
coming
she,
back from that.
She injected her spines into the male alien because the male alien was going to hurt the CSI chick, and somehow that triggered some reaction that even though I'm getting fucked by some guy I just killed 20 people to meet, I need to save CSI chick.
Right.
So come on, put it in perspective.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, you know what?
What is that perspective, Craig?
That CSI chick gave her boils and lesions.
Yeah, she did. And welts.
There you go.
that turns her on.
So why wouldn't you want to see the CSI chick like fucking raped raw?
I don't know.
Because she's the
feminist.
It's just
CSI
something
chick.
we'll all have to ponder, Joel.
I might not sleep tonight.
Why did she save her? Why?
Oh yeah, and like
She was
why is
getting
there so
good-
much violence and
She was getting the good alien dick, and then suddenly she's all like, "I'm gonna save her." And then why do the females of the breed have massive spines that would come out and try to kill the male of the species?
why do the males have giant
Ponder me
Rusty
this
dreads?
too. Gabe?
I'm beginning to think that this movie doesn't make very much sense.
It makes total fucking sense. Make a movie with tits, make money. That's all you need.
2 horny aliens, a population that
Space
needs a killing,
tits.
black
Space.
people DNA. It all comes together.
Do you mean that a movie made by MGM with a budget of $35 million makes no fucking sense whatsoever?
And so Eve's body is loaded into an ambulance, and we see that she's not quite dead. And there's one of the children in there, too, still alive. And there's also a cat scare in this. In this little part.
An uninvited cat.
And
I see what you did there.
And Eve is pregnant. Her stomach starts to swell up, too. And then roll credits. That's the end of the movie.
Because Species 3.
And I own Species 3. I've never watched it, but I'm going to now.
Can't blame you.
Please tell me it has Warwick Davis in there.
I saw Species.
The Munchkin species.
Species in theaters?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah, I remember, like, I was really young, too. I
No.
remember seeing all the titties and being like, I can't believe
Yeah,
my
you
dad
would have been
took
like
me to
12 or
this.
13.
Yeah, no, I did it like any normal human would, and I watched it on Showtime at like 10 p.m. at night. That's when you watch your
That's
tits.
fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Buried knuckles
Yeah,
deep.
I didn't have Showtime,
Wow.
I didn't have Showtime, so at night I'd go to Joel's house and watch porn.
Yeah.
On his dad's TV.
That explains your connection.
So that was
shitty movies
this
Showtime.
week's movie, Species 2. Would you guys watch this again? Because I've seen this movie like 7 or 8 times.
I'd watch it again. I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I've
love
seen
movies,
this
space
movie
movies.
probably like 4
It makes me
times.
want to watch the first one and pretend the second one never fucking happened. But there's a third one.
I think
so
there's 4. I think there's actually 4. There's like one of them's called like Species Beginnings or
what?
something.
Fucking direct to DVD.
3 and 4 are both directed.
This
DVD.
franchise needs a reboot.
Yeah.
It's ripe.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
seriously.
No.
I'm talking freaking
No.
Mila Jovovich, fucking Snoop Dogg. We need
Snoop Lion.
Was that
Snoop
Lion.
No,
Lion.
he's back. He's
Snoop
back.
Dogg.
He's back.
Is he a dog again?
Yeah, he
He
grew up
gave
with
up
the
the
reggae, I think.
Rastafarian
Yeah.
thing because no one listened to his music?
Yeah.
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 He's
Yeah,
still
seems
smoking the
fair.
pot though.
Snoop
Why would
Dogg.
you ever quit?
Who do we need for like a grizzled old veteran? Well, Bruce Willis can be like the colonel or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the
How
eye
about,
patch.
No. Let's do what they've been doing for all other shit. Let's CG in a Peter Boyle.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll do like we did in Terminator. We'll CG him in there.
Hey, you know what? Better yet, let's CGI
Doctor.
in. We'll CGI in my Peter's boils.
Can we get the doctor from Leprechauns in Space
Yeah,
to make
Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Mittenhands. We need Dr.
Mittenhands? He
Mittenhands.
comes in somewhere.
Yeah. Or like
like
one of
to-
those Tupac like holograms of Peter Boyle.
Could it be a cross of Tupac and Peter Boyle?
It would be motion captured by Andy Serkis, though.
Many of you are asking why I would bring a dangerous life form back to life. Because science!
Because this movie needs a plot.
Oh, Mittenhands.
We miss Mittenhand. Oh.
Mittenhands, you're wonderful.
So,
Must have
anything
legs.
else, you guys? Craig, you coming back next time?
I am on the fence right now. I mentioned when we came in it was by force.
When he says he's on the fence, people, he means fence posts.
Yes.
Damn
You
straight.
see, we have incriminating photos of Craig in bed with a Pikachu.
I do have a rather obvious don't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Let me guess.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Need for Speed or Noah?
it's Noah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
Yeah. No.
And I'm not even like I don't give a fuck about the Christian biblical. Fuck you. The movie itself, which is god awful terrible.
It's like they saw Pompeii and they're like, let's go back.
Okay, that guy-
Back
It's like, you know
further.
what?
That guy made one great movie. Pie.
It was a great movie. Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah.
He directed Noah?
He did.
That fucker's dead to me.
But Pi is nothing but CG.
No,
Not only that, but
no, Pi doesn't have CG.
Noah is nothing but CG.
You
Pi
think
was
Life
black
of
and
Pi?
white.
Oh,
No,
Life
no,
of
Pi.
Oh, Pi. All right, never
He's
mind.
talking about Darren Aronofsky, like, who was apparently a great fucking genius as far as directing goes, but now he fucking made this, Noah.
Have you seen Noah?
I haven't seen Noah.
He made Black
oh,
Swan.
it's terrible. It's
He made Black
fucking
Swan.
god awful.
He
Black
made The
Swan
Wrestler.
sucks. Black Swan sucks.
Oh,
The
come
Wrestler was a
on.
fucking good movie.
Wrestler
I
was
like that
great.
one.
He made
I-
the drug movie with Jordan.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, Requiem.
Oh, that's so fucking depressing.
Yeah.
it is.
That
He
is
makes
depressing.
great shit, and he made Noah. But then he also allowed them to make
Well,
The
you
Fountain.
got to understand, every director has to have a moment in which he gets seriously butt fucked by everyone else and totally caves in and makes like their cop movie. Like, what was that cop movie that Kevin Smith did?
Oh, it was Cop Out. With
Cop
Bruce
Out,
Willis
yeah.
and Tracy Morgan.
So everyone needs their own cop out where
That
they get to
fucking-
make their
that
shitty
fucking
Hollywood
toilet
movie.
For every
abortion.
cop out, there was a red state.
I
You
haven't
still
seen-
haven't seen it?
No, I haven't yet because of Cop Out.
Red
Because of
State
Cop Out
is the shit.
No. I didn't watch it because of Cop Out, but after I saw Vulgar, then I was like, I'm done with
He
Kevin
just
Smith
executive produced it.
and everything this fucking piece of shit stands for.
Yeah, Kevin Smith sucks.
It's just something like, why can't someone just like?
He
slip-
did make Clerks.
Although I am interested. You hear his next movie is called Tusk.
What is that about?
It's a
I know
walrus-themed horror movie.
Yeah,
What?
I heard about that. I heard about that.
It's about these guys that capture this guy and surgically alter him into a walrus.
I thought he was done making movies.
He's gonna make a movie about a surgically altered
done
walrus.
making movies for a long
years.
time.
You don't just
I'm
make.
tired of
it's
this shit.
5 years since he said that last.
You just don't make Kevin Smith stop making movies. You don't just make Kevin Smith stop fucking eating fucking Twinkies and Ding Dongs.
You don't stop Kevin Smith from having
Also,
to buy
Kevin Smith.
two seats on the airplane, all right?
Has anyone ever seen the comic book guys show that he does?
It's a small world after.
It's not
I've
really
never
small.
even seen it. I don't watch
I
it.
tried to watch one episode, but it wasn't that.
The guy with the crazy beard is the guy that wrote and directed Vulgar from the Comic Book Men show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why is he still alive?
Why is he not in hiding?
Because
No,
God
the
has
guy
a
that
sense of
directed
humor.
Border.
If you
Certainly,
come
there
at
should have
me,
been
I'll
someone out
direct
there with
again.
a 30-06 for him.
Alan,
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
recognize you today. There's no neck beard.
He saw Noah
Oh, yeah.
want to get in character.
So I'm going to say something. I got a don't that's going to piss Paul off. Do not see the Raid 2. It sucks.
Okay, first off,
Do see the Raid 2.
Paul's drunk face totally changed.
yeah,
He
it
was
did.
all happy and smiling, but
He's
now
not
his eyes are
jolly
big
anymore.
and he's pissed off.
The Raid 2 had really cool action
Them's
sequences
fighting words.
Yeah, so don't see it.
with an hour and 45 minutes of people
A
standing around
plot.
whining.
Gabe does not
Okay.
appreciate plots. It's against his nature.
If you've listened to any of these podcasts and you know the movies that Gabe enjoys,
Rotor.
If you hate
Did
Schlock
not
Talk,
enjoy Rotor.
watch
Mr. No Legs.
Did not enjoy Mr. Lewis.
I don't know. The movies Gabe
All right.
really enjoys, I'd say we're at 50%. Because I really enjoy Ebola.
Yeah, Ebola Syndrome was fantastic.
Gabe's half and half.
no.
Doctor's
Okay.
Omen
You
was
never
great.
know. He
Listen,
pulls
the
out a
Raid-
rubber in his left hand. And he's got Ebola syndrome in his right. So it's a 50-50.
The Raid was one of my favorite movies of the last decade. The Raid 2, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed it a lot. We saw it at the theater together.
I saw it with Paul. It's okay. We're gonna agree with Gabe. It's too long. It could cut a good deal out of it, but the action is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, the action
No,
rules.
it's
Paul, when you
second to none.
Paul, when you and Craig saw that movie, did you put your dick in the popcorn bucket?
No, it was just straight up my ass.
He just sat
But
right
I
on
used
Paul's
I
lap.
used the butter as a lube.
He just sat right
Craig
on
was
Paul's
just like,
lap.
this fucking popcorn kernels is not coming out!
Here in Portland, everybody has the stadium seating. It's a nice fit. They got the nice wide chairs. Super easy. Open-minded about...
Why is this extra thin licorice just
Hey.
not getting out of the pocket?
Hey, you had me at open and wide.
I keep trying to twist it around.
So
around.
the action in that movie was fantastic, but the plot really did suck.
Okay, so we got mixed reviews on Raid. But we could all agree that
Raid
on
2.
the second
Raid
thing...
2. Raid 2.
Raid
The Raid
2.
is
Raid, we all.
Sorry, Raid 2. Raid 2. But we can all agree that Need for Speed sucked.
I haven't seen it,
Not seen it.
and I have no desire
No,
to.
no
So it's like
reason to.
Driver, right? It's a slow-paced, boring-ass flick.
Oh my god. The dude from Breaking Bad that makes meth with Walter White. Paul something. I get it, right? You're an actor. But holy fuck, dude. Need for Speed. That movie was terrible.
Was it based
It
off
was
the
2
video
hours
game
long. Don't
Based
you think
off
Need
the
for
video
Speed
game
should be like
franchise.
an
You know
hour and
that
a
was warning
half?
sign right there.
Yeah.
right?
Was it more than 2 hours?
It was 2 hours and 2 minutes long.
Oh boy.
There's been like one movie made off a video game ever that's been any good. I don't even know what it is, but I'm sure it's out there.
It
somewhere.
certainly wasn't Mario Brothers.
Wait,
Oh, come
We should
on.
schlock
Dennis
that.
Hopper.
Oh, we
Yeah,
should
we
schlock that.
definitely can.
Dennis Hopper's son one time asked him, "Why'd you do that piece of shit film, Dad?"
Yeah.
Did he?
Poor Dennis Hopper.
So
I was so excited for that. Me and
Dennis
Joel,
Hopper
oh
is
my
fucking
god, we were
awesome.
losing our shit for that.
Do you know?
movie.
I read these things about Dennis Hopper. He did this thing where he covered himself with dynamite. Have you ever heard about this?
No.
Wow.
He wore like a dynamite vest, and I guess the thing with dynamite is that it explodes and not implodes. So he wore a dynamite vest just to like prove a point, and he fucking survived.
He blew it up.
He blew it up.
How did he know which way was the imploding? and
Well,
which way
all
was
the pressure
exploding?
going inside like kind of cancels. It's just sort of weird. You have all the outward.
Is it
expansion
similar to those
stuff.
people that like get in the box and then blow it up and they live or whatever? You know, you got rodeos like people would come put them to get into like a coffin and it'll blow up.
You
Yeah,
ever
that's an
seen-
optical illusion. They like sneak out of it, Gabe, and like they're not really in it when it fucking blows up.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's not
magic.
No. That's a
No.
real thing. That's a real
What are you
thing.
talking about?
The people at rodeos, they come out and they get into a box that's like lined with explosives, and then the box blows up, and then they're like laying there in all the clutter, and then they.
That's a real thing.
Holy fuck! Paul's telling the truth. It's on the internet.
Oh, Dennis Hopper's the shit, people.
Why is
Okay.
he not making
I got another Dennis Hopper story.
Because he's dead.
So in like 1970, when he was down in Peru shooting the last movie,
Which is crazy as fuck.
he hadn't seen his kid in like a year while he was down there, and then his the kid's mom like got a package from Dennis Hopper for his birthday, and they were like really excited. His son was like super excited. He opened it up, and Dennis Hopper had cut off all his hair and mailed it to his son for his birthday.
Drugs are awesome.
Okay, that's crazy, but there's actual video of him doing this dynamite death chair act.
Yay.
Type in Dennis Hopper dynamite death chair act, and you'll have YouTube videos of him blowing himself the fuck up. That's insane.
Can we get a follow up on what his son did with that hair that he got for his birthday?
I don't know.
Because
Oh,
that's curious to me. What
That's off of YouTube. There's YouTube videos of him masturbating into it.
Oh, okay. Masturbating into his dad's hair?
Yeah, type in Dennis Hopper's son masturbates into his hair, and you'll see. there's
The
like 10
apple
videos.
doesn't fall far from the tree, kids.
Oh my god.
So did he make like a woolly sheath out of it, and he just used it to masturbate?
A woolly
Or
sheath.
did he just like put glue on his hands, roll it in the hair, and just
Hold on
go
a
for
second.
it?
Oh no! So after he comes in it, he puts it on his head like a toupee.
Oh, does he have
It's
hair
really
loss issues?
no. He doesn't have hair loss. It looks
Is
really
this,
weird.
Is this recent, or was this when he was a little?
He kind of looks
little
like
kid?
Lady Gaga.
Was it when he was 6, or is it like?
Maybe
No,
he
no,
is
no,
like.
way
This is just
older.
like he keeps doing it. You know, is it like his birthday celebration?
It could be. It's this
Yeah.
video looks like it's the first one because the hair doesn't look all combed up, and then yep, he's coming now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all over the hair. So I think this is the first one.
So don't forget
I am
to,
so glad I'm not in front of a monitor.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Visit us
Who's
on
gonna
our website
fucking like us?
at schlocktalk.com.
They made
And
fun of
eventually-
Dennis Hopper.
And send us emails at craigisnotracist@gmail.com.
And eventually we'll have something on YouTube.
Who knows?